One day, you decide to learn Japanese. You look up videos online and start feeling the motivation spark. You swear you'll study for 10 hours every day. But just 1 week later, you're on TikTok all day and your vocabulary is still stuck in the thank you and hello zone. Everyone has been there, including myself. So today, let's break through the procrastination and get back on track. In this video, I'll share my personal strategies for overcoming procrastination and laziness so you can finally stay consistent and be fluent in Japanese. Finding your motivation. I know this find your why talk is pretty basic and almost cliche. Yes, you've probably heard it before, but sometimes the most obvious things are the most overlooked things. And this one is really worth paying attention to. It doesn't have to be something big like working in Japan or even understanding anime and manga without translation. It may be something simple like you just want a challenge. For me, it all started with anime. I watched anime and I thought, oh my god, Japanese sounds so cool. I wanna speak like that too. There was no big goal actually. So ask yourself this. What do I like so much about Japanese that is worth all these hours of effort when procrastination is so much easier? Whatever your answer to that question is, write it down, keep it somewhere. When you hit a wall or lose momentum, you're going to need this to pull you back. Finding your system. It's not just about motivation. You are going to need an actual system to make progress. Trying out different resources and study methods helped me find what resonates with me and what worked for me the best. I tested everything: YouTube, textbooks, children books, magazines, anime, manga, like anything literally, even listening to music and trying to analyze the lyrics. Some days when I wanted structure, I followed a textbook, but some days when I was just feeling tired or maybe wanted to do something else, I would just listen to music or watch anime immersion or watch videos instead of just studying from the textbook. It really depends on your mood and what makes you want to engage and interact in the language. So if the textbook is gonna help you today, then use the textbook. But if you think that if you use a textbook today, you'll just be reading and writing passively and not actively using the language, then don't use that. Don't just think that the textbook is the only way to get to fluency. Actually, no, like immersion is equally as important. Studying from textbooks only will never help you. You will need to immerse yourself in the language, listen to music, read articles, magazines. Even if you don't understand anything, I used to watch vlogs in Japanese and I literally didn't understand anything. I just tried to listen and notice certain patterns, maybe vocabulary, and even if you don't notice anything, you're going to catch the correct pronunciation that way. So explore different styles and different materials and don't be afraid of switching things up when you feel stuck, because the main reason for procrastination and lack of motivation is usually just boredom of doing the same things over and over again. Building a sustainable routine. My most important tip for building a sustainable routine while studying Japanese is don't get overwhelmed by unrealistic expectations. Or more like, don't overwhelm yourself having unrealistic expectations. Start small. Don't force yourself to study 10 minutes every day. It's okay to go overboard sometimes when you have the energy and the passion, but if you study more than planned, don't make this your new minimum. Use these days to make faster progress at times and make up for times to come when you're gonna be more busy or tired or you just want to rest for any reason. Having a friend who studies the same language or joining a class can help with accountability. But if that's not an option you have, it's okay, don't worry. You can absolutely learn Japanese on your own. I've mostly been self-taught, especially in my beginner period. I started taking classes after finishing N5 and N4. I just studied completely on my own and with free resources. I didn't buy anything except pens and paper. While being self-taught is harder at times, that gives you the freedom to start from anywhere you like, learn the things that you want, which is actually more effective than following classes at first, because some classes drag on stuff that you won't even use, or maybe that just don't apply with your situations or your goals. I like to keep a tracker of how many podcasts I listen to, how many chapters of a book I studied. That helps me stay motivated throughout my journey. So my next tip is make your progress visible. Sometimes, or actually a lot of times, we think we are not improving. Just because we don't feel like we jumped from hello to making complex clauses in a sentence. But the truth is, you're probably making way more progress than you realize. I actually learned that from the Japanese class I'm taking. At the beginning of the course, our sensei gave us a portfolio to fill, and honestly, I didn't know what to do with this thing. Everyone, including me, for the first half of the semester, just put in worksheets that we got from the class. But then, in the mid-check, the sensei told us that was not the point at all. And I was like, what's the point of this portfolio? She said that the real purpose of this portfolio is to track our progress through expressing ourselves in Japanese. You can do that in many different ways. You can write journal entries, you can write stories and analyze song lyrics, try to translate some sentences you heard from anime. I actually heard that one of our senpai drew manga for her portfolio, and this was so impressive. She wanted to be a mangaka, so she tried to use the Japanese she learned into creating manga mini scenes. We were asked to add anything that shows that we are growing, even if it's just notes you took from a grammar helping video on YouTube. Now, instead of collecting worksheets and papers from class, I'm now using it to log in my whole life and passions throughout the Japanese I'm learning. Trying to express myself in many ways throughout the Japanese I just learned this week makes the process real fun. And that also makes you remember the rules and the vocabulary and even the kanji that you learned because you actually used it. Seeing that kind of growth is much more motivating than seeing how much worksheets I've done, how much practice questions I can solve, or how far I am in the textbook. So if you ever feel like you're not improving, try to track your progress on paper. If you want a simple way to apply this, just pick up any notebook, even if it's this small literally, and try to log in every day using the Japanese you learned. These little logs will help you see that every step counts and that you're improving day by day. When you see that you're moving forward, even very slowly, that will help you stay motivated to stay consistent. If you have ever felt like you're not improving, this might be the thing that changes your mindset forever. Effective study strategies. You don't have to study for hours every day to stay consistent. And don't bother with the you have to study at least 200 hours every day, and if you study 2 hours every day, that's gonna take 100 days thing. Don't overcalculate this. Time is gonna pass anyway, so if you keep stressing yourself with this, you'll find like 3 years has passed and you learned nothing. Small habits add up more than stressing over how many hours should I study a day to finish level blah 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 in blah 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 time. I will talk more about study strategies for grammar and vocabulary in another video, and when it's up it will be linked in the cards and also in the description box below, so stay tuned for this. Let me be honest, learning Japanese is very difficult, especially in the beginning. You'll feel stuck, you'll feel unmotivated, you'll feel frustrated, but that's completely okay and it's completely normal. Everyone is feeling the same. Even if you procrastinate at times, even if you compare yourself to others and feel so bad and that you're not making any progress, that doesn't mean you failed. You clicked on this video, you're trying to help yourself and you're trying to take action. But I just want to remind you, you don't have to start over every time. Going back to basics and fundamentals is important at times, but don't feel the urge to Start over each time you miss just a few days or a week or even a month. It's very easy to feel overwhelmed with the amount of information, especially in the Japanese language, how long it takes to make actual progress. But I share these tips from my personal experience, trying to help you avoid some of the struggles that I had back then when I was starting out. Don't let a rough start or restart discourage you. You're already on the right track, so keep going. See you in the next video. Mata ne! 見てくれてありがとう. If you want something simple, just... Why? For real?